me ask you something. Why are you still stuck? You've read the books, you've heard the speeches, you've even told yourself you're ready to change. But here you are, in the same place, making the same excuses. Why? The truth is, you're not stuck because the universe is against you. You're stuck because you haven't made the choice to align with the force that shapes reality. Intention. You're clinging to your ego, chasing control, ignoring the present, and refusing to trust the process. You're letting fear dictate your actions and scarcity rule your thoughts. But here's the thing. Intention doesn't wait for you to get your act together. It's always moving, always working, always creating. The question is, are you ready to step up? Or are you content with being a spectator in your own life? In this video, we're breaking down the steps to escape your excuses and start living intentionally. We're going to confront the lies you tell yourself, the habits that keep you small, and the fears that keep you running. This isn't for the weak. This is for those who are ready to stop talking about change and start living it. So, are you ready to stop being a passenger and take the wheel? Are you ready to align with intention and take back control of your destiny? If not, leave now. But if you're still here, buckle up. Because this is where your excuses end and your transformation begins. Lesson 1. The force that shapes reality. There exists a force, silent, unseen, yet infinitely powerful, that shapes the world around us. It's not born from you or me, but it is accessible to all who dare to claim it. This force is intention, and it has been waiting for you to awaken to its presence. You have spent much of your life believing that you must fight, claw, and suffer to make things happen. You've been taught that control is earned through struggle, that power is something you seize. But what if I told you that true power lies not in force, but in alignment? That everything you've ever needed was never outside of you, but waiting for you to connect with it. Intention is not a mere wish. It is not the fleeting hope of the weak. It is a field of energy, a force embedded in the very fabric of the universe. It exists whether you acknowledge it or not, and it operates with a precision and ruthlessness that spares no one. Ignore it, and you'll continue stumbling through life, shackled by chaos. Align with it, and you'll find yourself walking a path carved by purpose and destiny. To tap into this force, you must first confront a harsh truth. Most of your thoughts, actions, and desires are scattered, aimless, weak. You've been feeding the chaos within you, and that chaos is reflected in the world you've created. Look around. The mess you see isn't fate. It's the manifestation of your disconnection from intention. But here's the beauty of it. You can choose. Right now. You can choose to step out of the fog of doubt and distraction. You can choose to align with the force that creates worlds. It doesn't require perfection. It doesn't demand greatness. It demands clarity. It demands focus. The first step is simple, yet terrifying. Stop. Stop running. Stop pretending. Sit in silence and confront the chaos within you. In that silence, you will begin to feel it. The faint hum of something greater than yourself. That hum is the power of intention calling to you, waiting for you to surrender to its flow. But surrender does not mean submission. It means mastery. To surrender to intention is to become a vessel for creation, a warrior guided by purpose. It means letting go of the illusion of control so that true power can flow through you. It means standing still long enough to feel the storm calm, to feel the alignment take hold. What will you do with this knowledge? Will you ignore it, return to the comfort of chaos, and continue to stumble through a life dictated by chance? Or will you step into the unknown, align with the force that has shaped worlds, and take control of your destiny? The choice is yours. But know this: intention will not wait. The universe favors those who act, those who commit, those who dare to align with its power. So take a moment, just one, and feel it. Let it awaken something in you. Let it remind you of who you are, of what you are capable of when you stop fighting the current and start flowing with it. This is lesson 1. Embrace it, or remain a slave to the chaos. Lesson 2. The 7 faces of intention. Intention is not a single thread. It is a tapestry of power woven from 7 distinct forces: creativity, kindness, love, beauty, expansion, abundance, and receptivity. These are the faces of intention, the attributes that define its essence. To align with intention is to embody these forces, to let them reshape you from the inside out. But let me ask you, which of these faces do you truly live? Are you a creator, or do you spend your days consuming what others have made? Are you kind, or does your kindness come with conditions and expectations? Do you love without limits, or is your love clouded by fear and attachment? You see, intention isn't something you tap into by wishing or hoping. It demands action. It demands transformation. Each face of intention is a doorway, but not all doors will open for you. To step through, you must first strip away the barriers you've built. You must face the hard truths about who you are and who you've allowed yourself to become. Creativity is your birthright, yet most of us have abandoned it. We've replaced it with conformity, drowning in routines that suffocate the very force that gave us life. To be creative is to be vulnerable, to take risks, to step into the unknown. And that terrifies you, doesn't it? But creativity isn't optional. It's the engine of growth, the fire that fuels expansion. Without it, you stagnate. Kindness is not weakness. It is not a soft or gentle thing. True kindness is a force, a deliberate act of courage that cuts through the darkness. It's easy to be cruel. It's easy to judge, to dismiss, to harden your heart against the world. But kindness? That's rebellion. That's power. Love is the face that will challenge you the most. Because to truly love, you must first love yourself. And let's be honest, you don't. Not fully. Not yet. You carry wounds, doubts, and fears that whisper lies to you every day. To love yourself is to silence those lies, to see yourself as the universe sees you. Limitless, powerful, whole. And what about beauty? Do you see it? Do you recognize the awe-inspiring wonder in the world around you? Or have you grown blind to it, numbed by distraction and indifference? Beauty is everywhere, but only those with open eyes can see it. To align with beauty is to awaken to the magic in the mundane, to let it fill you with gratitude. Then there is expansion, the relentless push of the universe to grow, to evolve, to reach beyond what is known. This is where fear will try to stop you. Fear will whisper that you're not ready, that you're not capable. But expansion doesn't wait for permission. It demands that you step up or be left behind. Abundance is not about wealth. It's about recognizing that the universe has already given you everything you need. But here's the problem. You don't believe it. You hoard. You cling. You act as though there's not enough. And in doing so, you shut yourself off from the infinite supply. Finally, there's receptivity, the art of letting go, of surrendering to the flow. This is the hardest face for most of us to embrace, because we've been taught to resist, to control, to force outcomes. But to be receptive is to trust the process, to trust yourself, to trust intention. Now here's the challenge. Which face of intention will you embrace today? You cannot embody them all at once. Start with one. Master it. Let it reshape you. and then move to the next. This is how alignment is built, not in grand gestures, but in small, deliberate choices. The faces of intention are waiting for you, but they will not wait forever. If you ignore them, life will remain dull, chaotic, and small. But if you dare to embrace them, you will awaken a power that has no limits, a force that will carry you toward the life you were meant to live. The question isn't whether the faces of intention are real. The question is whether you are ready to see them, to wear them, to let them define you. Are you ready to choose? Lesson 3. Aligning thought, emotion, and action. You've heard the whispers, haven't you? The fleeting voice in your mind that tells you something is missing, that there's a gap between the life you live and the life you desire. That gap isn't filled by luck or wishful thinking. It is closed by alignment, the seamless union of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions with the force of intention. But here's the hard truth. Most of us are fractured. We think one thing, feel another, and act in a way that betrays both. We say we want abundance, yet our thoughts are rooted in scarcity. We claim we seek love, yet our hearts are heavy with resentment. We talk about change, but our actions remain frozen in old habits. This disconnection is why your efforts fall flat, why your dreams feel distant. Intention doesn't work for the divided. It works through the aligned. It demands that your thoughts, emotions, and actions move in unison, like the gears of a powerful machine. Anything less, and you're sabotaging yourself. Thoughts are the architects of your reality. Every great achievement, every failure, every step you take begins in the mind. But let's be honest. What do your thoughts look like? Are they disciplined, focused, and aligned with what you truly want? Or are they chaotic, scattered, and riddled with doubt? To align with intention, you must take control of your mental landscape. Weed out the thoughts that weaken you. Cultivate the ones that empower you. Emotions are the fuel. They are the fire that gives life to your thoughts. But here's the catch. Emotions are tricky. They can lift you to unimaginable heights or drag you into the depths of despair. If your thoughts are aligned with intention, but your emotions are drenched in fear, anger, or guilt, you're working against yourself. To align emotionally is to feel as though your desires are already yours. To feel joy, gratitude, and certainty, not someday, but now. Actions are the proof. Without them, your thoughts and emotions are nothing but fantasies. It's not enough to think abundantly or feel inspired. You must move. You must act as if the universe is already conspiring in your favor. This is where most people fail. They hesitate, waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan. But intention rewards movement, not perfection. So how do you bring these three elements into alignment? Start by asking yourself, what do I want? Not what you think you should want, not what the world tells you to want, but what you truly desire. Write it down. Make it clear. Then align your thoughts with that desire. See it. Visualize it. Speak it into existence. Next, align your emotions. Feel the joy of having what you want, even if it's not here yet. Stop waiting for the outside world to validate your feelings. You control your emotional state. Choose it wisely. Finally, act. Take one step, no matter how small, toward your desire. The act doesn't need to be grand. It just needs to be real. Each step you take sends a signal to the universe. I am ready. Alignment is not a one-time act. It is a daily discipline, a constant recalibration. You will stumble. Your thoughts will stray. Your emotions will waver, and your actions will falter. But when they do, bring yourself back. Refocus. Reignite. Realign. Because here's the truth. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are aligned, you become unstoppable. You step into a flow where obstacles crumble and opportunities multiply. You stop chasing, and instead, you attract. The force of intention is waiting, but it won't fight through your chaos to find you. It demands that you meet it halfway, that you clear the path by aligning every part of yourself. So ask yourself, are you ready to think, feel, and act as one? Or will you remain fractured, watching from the sidelines as life slips through your fingers? The choice is yours. Alignment is the key. And now, you hold it. Turn it. Unlock the door. Step into the life you were meant to create. No more waiting. No more excuses. It begins now. Lesson 4. The ego's illusion of control. There's a tyrant within you, a voice that whispers in your ear, commanding you to seek control, validation, and dominance over everything in your life. That voice is your ego, and it is the single greatest barrier between you and the power of intention. It tells you that you're separate from the world, that your worth is defined by possessions, achievements, and status. It spins a web of lies so intricate, you mistake it for truth. But the ego is a master illusionist. Its greatest trick is convincing you that it's protecting you, that without it, you are powerless. It thrives on comparison, greed, and fear, trapping you in a relentless pursuit of more. More success, more approval, more control. And in that pursuit, you lose sight of what truly matters. You lose sight of who you are. Let me ask you, how often do you make decisions to impress others? How much of your energy is spent proving your worth? That's the ego at work, feeding on your insecurities, keeping you disconnected from the force of intention. Intention doesn't need to prove itself. It doesn't need applause, recognition, or validation. It simply exists, pure, powerful, and infinite. But the ego is loud, drowning out the quiet hum of intention with its demands. It convinces you that you are separate from the universe, when in reality, you are an extension of it. To align with intention, you must confront the ego and strip it of its power. But let's be clear, silencing the ego isn't easy. It fights back. It clings to its illusions, whispering that surrender means weakness, that letting go means failure. The ego thrives on your fear of losing control. But here's the truth. The ego doesn't want you to know. You never had control to begin with. What you have is influence, the ability to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the flow of intention. True power doesn't come from force. It comes from connection. And connection is impossible when the ego builds walls around you. The first step to dismantling the ego is awareness. Begin to notice its voice, the one that tells you to compare, to compete, to chase. Ask yourself, is this my ego speaking, or is it the quiet guidance of intention? The difference is clear. The ego shouts, intention whispers. The ego demands, intention invites. The second step is letting go. Let go of the need to control outcomes. Let go of the need to be right, to be admired, to be better than others. This is not weakness, it is liberation. The moment you release these chains, you create space for intention to flow through you. The final step is trust. Trust in the force of intention. Trust that the universe is not working against you, but for you. Trust that you are enough. Not because of what you have or what you've done, but because you are a part of the infinite. This is the battle you must fight. Not against the world, but against the illusion the ego has created within you. And make no mistake, it is a battle. But it's a battle worth fighting, because on the other side lies freedom. Freedom from the endless chase. freedom from the fear of not being enough, freedom to align with the boundless power of intention. So, I'll ask you, are you ready to confront the tyrant within? Are you ready to let go of the illusion of control and step into the flow of true power? Or will you remain a prisoner of the ego, trapped in its lies, blind to the infinite potential that surrounds you? The choice is yours, as it always has been. Silence the ego, surrender to intention, and watch as the life you've been chasing begins to chase you. This is the truth you've been running from. Stop running. Face it. Embrace it. Lesson 5. Trusting the power of intention. Trust. Such a simple word, yet it carries a weight that most of us struggle to bear. You've been taught to trust only what you can see, touch, or control. But the power of intention doesn't work on those terms. It requires something far greater. It requires faith in what cannot be measured, a willingness to believe in the unseen. And let's be honest, trust is terrifying. It means releasing your grip on certainty, stepping into the unknown, and surrendering the illusion of control. But here's the truth. The universe is not random, chaotic, or indifferent. It is precise, it is purposeful, and it is always working in your favor, if you let it. The problem is, you don't trust it. You doubt the process. You cling to your fears and second-guess the flow of intention. You try to force outcomes, manipulate circumstances, and bend the world to your will. But in doing so, you only create resistance. And resistance is the enemy of intention. To trust the power of intention is to understand that it operates beyond your understanding. It doesn't answer to your timeline, your expectations, or your demands. It moves in its own way, at its own pace, guided by a wisdom far greater than yours. And that is precisely why trust is essential. But trust isn't blind. It doesn't mean sitting idle, waiting for the universe to hand you what you want. Trust is active. It's a partnership between you and intention. It means doing your part, aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions, and then letting go of the need to control the outcome. Think of a seed. You plant it in the ground, water it, and give it sunlight. You don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You trust that the soil will do its work, that the sun and water will provide what's needed. You trust that, in time, the seed will become what it was always meant to be. That's how intention works. But let's not romanticize this. Trusting intention isn't always comfortable. There will be moments when nothing seems to be happening, when the world feels stacked against you, when doubt whispers in your ear. Those are the moments that test you. Those are the moments that demand you hold the line. Trust isn't about eliminating doubt. It's about standing firm in the face of it. It's about choosing faith over fear, surrender over struggle. And when you do, something incredible happens. The resistance fades. The obstacles that seemed insurmountable begin to dissolve. Doors you never saw before start to open. Here's the challenge. Can you trust the power of intention, even when the path ahead is unclear? Can you surrender your fears, doubts, and need for control to something greater? Or will you continue to fight against the current, exhausting yourself in a battle you cannot win? The universe is waiting for your answer. Trust is the key that unlocks its full potential, the bridge between where you are and where you're meant to be. But the key won't turn itself. You must take it in your hands and use it. So, what will you do? Will you cling to doubt, clinging to the safety of what's familiar? Or will you take the leap, trust in the unseen, and allow intention to guide you to a life beyond your imagination? The choice is yours. Trust the process, or be consumed by resistance. Step forward, or stay stuck. This is your moment. Seize it. Surrender. and watch as the universe moves mountains for you. Lesson 6. Living in the present moment. The present moment. It's the only place where life exists, the only space where intention can flow freely. Yet most of us treat it like an afterthought, something to endure while our minds are chained to the past or racing toward the future. This disconnect is not just harmless distraction. It's a thief, robbing you of your power, your clarity, and your alignment with intention. Think about it. How much of your time is spent reliving old wounds, replaying regrets, or imagining what could have been? And how often do you fast forward through life, consumed by anxiety about what lies ahead? You are torn between the weight of yesterday and the uncertainty of tomorrow. But in doing so, you miss the only thing that matters: now. Intention doesn't operate in the past or future. It's here, in this moment, waiting for you to engage with it. The past is dead. The future is unwritten. The present is where creation happens. It is where thoughts become actions, actions become habits, and habits shape reality. But if your mind is elsewhere, you cannot harness this power. Living in the present moment isn't easy. The world has conditioned you to believe that your worth is tied to achievements, to what you've done, or what you'll become. But here's the truth. The past holds no power over you, except the power you give it. And the future? It's a shadow, shaped by what you choose to do right now. But let's be honest. Living in the present isn't just about being mindful. It's about facing the discomfort that comes with being fully here. Because when you truly step into the now, there's nowhere to hide. You're forced to confront your fears, your doubts, your truths. That's why most people avoid it. They numb themselves with distractions, filling the silence with noise so they never have to face themselves. But you're not here to run. You're here to awaken. And awakening begins in the present moment. To live in the now, you must first silence the noise. This means carving out time each day to be still, to tune out the chaos of the world, and tune into the voice of intention. This isn't just meditation. It's a declaration, a statement to the universe that you are here, ready to receive. Next, you must release your attachment to the past, the mistakes you've made, the pain you've endured. They are not chains unless you let them be. They are lessons, nothing more. Take the lesson and leave the rest. And then there's the future. Stop chasing it. Stop trying to control it. Instead, focus on what you can do right now to move toward it. Small steps, taken with intention, are more powerful than grand plans built on fear. Living in the present is not about ignoring the past or the future. It's about understanding that the only way to influence either is by what you do in this moment. It's about giving your full attention to the now, trusting that the force of intention will guide you toward what's meant to be. So I ask you, can you let go of the distractions, the regrets, the what-ifs, and step fully into the now? Can you silence the noise long enough to hear the hum of intention guiding you? Or will you continue to exist in a haze, disconnected from the only power that matters? The choice is yours. The present moment is a gift, but only if you're willing to open it. Step into the now, confront it, embrace it, and watch as life begins to shift. Not tomorrow, not someday, but today. Lesson 7. The transformative power of gratitude. Gratitude. It's a word that's been watered down, reduced to cliches and shallow platitudes. But gratitude is not just about listing things you're thankful for. It's a force, a frequency, a power that can align you with the energy of intention in ways you've never imagined. Yet how often do you truly embody it? Most people treat gratitude as an afterthought. They wait for life to hand them something extraordinary before they feel thankful. They say, "I'll be grateful when I succeed, when I have more, when things go my way." But that's not gratitude. That's conditional self-interest. True gratitude is unconditional. It's a state of being, not a fleeting reaction. Let me ask you, how often do you focus on what you lack instead of what you have? How often do you let envy, frustration, and discontent consume your thoughts? That energy doesn't just drain you, it blocks you. It keeps you out of alignment with intention, trapping you in a cycle of scarcity and longing. Gratitude, on the other hand, is the ultimate disruptor. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already here, from scarcity to abundance, from resistance to flow. And when you make that shift, something incredible happens. You start to attract more of what you desire. Gratitude amplifies intention. It multiplies the energy you send out into the world, drawing back experiences and opportunities that match your vibration. But let's be clear, gratitude isn't easy. It's not something you turn on like a switch when life feels good. Gratitude is forged in the fire of adversity. It's found in the moments when life is dark, when everything seems to be falling apart. That's when gratitude becomes a weapon, a defiant act of courage that says, "I will not be broken. I will find light, even here." Gratitude is not about pretending that everything is perfect. It's about finding strength in what you have, no matter how small. It's about recognizing that even in your struggle, there is growth. Even in your pain, there is purpose. So how do you embody this power? Start small. Each day, take a moment to reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. Not just surface-level things, but moments, people, or experiences that truly matter. Write them down. Feel them. Let that gratitude sink into your bones. But don't stop there. Gratitude is not just a private practice. It's a way of being. Express it. Tell the people in your life what they mean to you. Show appreciation in your actions, not just your words. And most importantly, give thanks for what hasn't arrived yet. Act as though your desires are already on their way. Because when you do, you're not just hoping, you're aligning. Here's the challenge. Can you practice gratitude when it's hard? When life feels heavy? When things aren't going your way? Can you still find something to be thankful for? Because that's where the real power lies. Gratitude in the good times is easy. Gratitude in the storm, that's transformative. The universe responds to the energy you put out. If you radiate gratitude, you send a signal that you are open, aligned, and ready to receive. But if you live in a state of lack, you block that flow, closing yourself off from the abundance that's already available to you. So I'll ask you, are you ready to stop focusing on what you don't have and start celebrating what you do? Are you ready to see gratitude not as an obligation, but as a superpower? Or will you continue to wait, thinking you'll feel grateful when life finally gives you a reason? The choice is yours. Gratitude is the gateway to intention. Open it, and you'll find that life begins to give you more than you ever thought possible. Start now, not tomorrow, not when things get easier. Now, because the power of gratitude lies in this moment, waiting for you to claim it. Lesson 8. Becoming a co-creator with the universe. There is a truth most people will never dare to face. You are not a spectator in this life. You are a creator. The reality you inhabit is not some random accident, nor is it entirely out of your control. It is a direct reflection of your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and actions. The universe isn't doing things to you. It's responding to you. And until you accept this truth, you'll remain trapped in a cycle of blame, helplessness, and mediocrity. The force of intention is always at work, whether you realize it or not. You can either align with it, shaping your world with purpose and precision, or you can fight against it, letting your life spiral into chaos. The difference between those who thrive and those who merely survive is simple: co-creation. Thrivers understand that they are partners with the universe, not victims of it. But here's the hard truth. Being a co-creator requires responsibility. It demands that you own every aspect of your life: the good, the bad, the triumphant, and the tragic. That's a bitter pill to swallow, isn't it? It's so much easier to point fingers, to blame others, to tell yourself that life is just unfair. But deep down, you know the truth. You've played a role in everything you've experienced. And if you've created pain, lack, or struggle, then you also have the power to create joy, abundance, and success. So, how do you become a co-creator? It starts with clarity. The universe cannot work with vague intentions. It doesn't respond to half-hearted wishes or scattered desires. You must get brutally honest with yourself. What do you truly want? Not what society tells you to want, not what your ego demands, but what your soul yearns for. Write it down. Define it. Make it real. Next comes belief. You can't co-create if you don't believe in the power of intention or in your own ability to shape your reality. Doubt is poison. It weakens your connection to the universe, creating resistance that blocks the flow of intention. To believe is to trust. Trust in the process. Trust in the timing. Trust in yourself. Then there's action. This is where most people fail. They think co-creation means sitting back and waiting for miracles to fall into their lap. But intention doesn't reward passivity. It rewards movement. Every step you take, no matter how small, sends a signal to the universe that you're serious, that you're ready, that you're committed. And when you move, the universe moves with you. But let's not romanticize this. Co-creation isn't always smooth. It's messy. It's challenging. It requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to embrace uncertainty. There will be moments when nothing seems to be happening, when the world feels silent. Those moments are tests, designed to see if you'll hold the line or crumble under doubt. Your choice in those moments determines your future. Here's the secret most people don't want to hear. The universe is always responding. If you're experiencing chaos, it's because you've been sending chaotic signals. If you're stuck in lack, it's because your focus is on what you don't have. To change your life, you must change what you project. You must become the kind of person who aligns with the life you want. So let me ask you, are you ready to stop blaming the world for your problems? Are you ready to take responsibility for the life you've created? Because the moment you do, everything changes. The universe stops being your adversary and becomes your greatest ally. This is your invitation to step into your power as a co-creator, to stop reacting to life and start designing it, to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with intention, and watch as the universe responds with opportunities, solutions, and abundance. The question is, will you answer that call? Will you rise to the challenge of becoming a co-creator? Or will you stay in the shadows, clinging to the illusion that life happens to you instead of through you? The choice is yours. But know this: the universe is always listening. Speak with clarity, act with purpose, and claim your place as the co-creator of a life worth living. Lesson 9. Surrendering to intention. Control. It's the illusion we cling to, the lifeline we grasp when the ground beneath us begins to shake. You've been taught to believe that control is strength, that if you hold on tightly enough, you can bend the world to your will. But this illusion is your prison. The harder you grip, the more the world resists. The tighter you cling, the more life slips through your fingers. Surrender. That's the word that makes you uncomfortable, isn't it? It sounds weak, passive, like giving up. But surrendering to intention isn't about giving up. It's about letting go of resistance. It's about trusting the flow of the universe and allowing it to work in ways you can't yet understand. Here's the truth. The force of intention is infinitely wiser than your plans, your timelines, or your need for control. It knows the path that will lead you to your highest potential. But it cannot work through you if you insist on fighting it, forcing it, or demanding it bend to your will. Intention requires surrender, a leap of faith into the unknown. But surrender isn't easy. It demands that you let go of the ego's need to control every outcome, to micromanage every step of the journey. It demands trust, a trust that feels terrifying when the path ahead is uncertain. Your ego will scream at you to tighten your grip, to do more, to fight harder. But in truth, that's when you need to release. Let me ask you, how much energy have you wasted fighting against the current? How many sleepless nights have you spent trying to force solutions that never came? And what did it get you? Exhaustion, frustration, chaos. That's what happens when you resist the flow of intention. The universe isn't punishing you. It's trying to guide you, but you refuse to listen. Surrendering to intention is not about passivity. It's about partnership. You do your part. You align your thoughts, emotions, and actions, and then you release the outcome. You trust that the universe will meet you halfway, delivering not always what you want, but what you need. But surrender doesn't mean sitting idle. It means acting with purpose, and then stepping back, knowing that your effort is enough. It means trusting the timing of the universe, even when it doesn't match your own. It means releasing the fear of failure, the need for guarantees, and the crippling weight of what if. This isn't just about trust, it's about courage. It takes courage to surrender, courage to let go of the illusion of control, courage to believe that even when things seem to fall apart, they are falling into place. The universe doesn't operate on your terms, but it always operates for your highest good, if you let it. So, how do you surrender? You start by releasing attachment. Whatever you're clinging to, a specific outcome, a timeline, a plan, let it go. Declare to yourself, I've done my part. Now I release the rest. Then practice patience. Stop demanding instant results. Growth takes time. Manifestation takes time. Trust takes time. And finally, listen. The universe is always communicating, but most of us are too busy controlling to hear it. Be still. Be open. Pay attention to the subtle nudges, the coincidences, the whispers of intuition. That's intention guiding you, if you're willing to follow. The question is, will you? Will you let go of the fight, the struggle, the resistance? Or will you keep exhausting yourself in a futile attempt to control what was never yours to control in the first place? This is your chance to step into the flow of life, to stop swimming against the current and start moving with it, to trust that the universe knows what it's doing, even when you don't. Surrender is not weakness. It's freedom. It's power. It's the ultimate act of faith in yourself and the force that created you. Let go. Trust the process. And watch as intention takes you further than you ever thought possible. Lesson 10. Raising your vibrational energy. Energy. It is the currency of the universe, the silent force that shapes your reality. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every action you take emits a frequency. That frequency doesn't just stay within you. It radiates outward, attracting people, opportunities, and circumstances that match its vibration. Simply put, you don't get what you want. You get what you are. Now ask yourself, what kind of energy are you radiating? Is it rooted in fear, doubt, and scarcity? Or does it hum with joy, love, and abundance? Be honest. The life you're living right now is a mirror, reflecting the energy you've been putting out into the world. If you want to change your reality, you must first change your vibration. But raising your vibration isn't as simple as putting on a smile and thinking happy thoughts. It requires work, deep, inner work. It requires you to confront the negativity you've allowed to fester within you, the habits and beliefs that drag you down and keep you stuck in low frequencies. Low vibrations are seductive. They thrive on fear, anger, jealousy, and self-pity. They trick you into thinking the world is against you, that you are powerless, that your dreams are out of reach. But low vibrations are nothing more than chains. They keep you bound to mediocrity, incapable of aligning with the force of intention. To raise your vibration, you must break those chains. You must become ruthless in identifying and eliminating the patterns that keep you stuck. Look at your life, the people you surround yourself with, the media you consume, the thoughts you entertain. Are they lifting you higher, or are they dragging you deeper into the abyss? Energy doesn't lie. If you're surrounded by negativity, it will infiltrate your mind, your emotions, and your actions. But when you elevate your vibration, you become a magnet for everything that aligns with your highest good. Opportunities appear. Synchronicities multiply. Life begins to flow. So how do you raise your vibration? Start with your thoughts. The mind is the most powerful tool you have, but most of us let it run wild, feeding on fear and self-doubt. Take control. Replace thoughts of lack with thoughts of abundance. Replace self-criticism with self-compassion. Your thoughts are the foundation of your vibration. Guard them fiercely. Next, focus on your emotions. Low vibrations often stem from unresolved pain, anger, or resentment. Let them go. Forgive, not for the sake of others, but for your own freedom. Cultivate emotions that elevate. Gratitude, joy, love, and peace. Feel them deeply, even if your external circumstances don't yet reflect them. Your vibration isn't dictated by your surroundings. It's dictated by your choices. And then there's action. Energy flows where focus goes, and your actions direct your focus. Take actions that align with your highest self. Surround yourself with people who inspire and uplift you. Engage in activities that fuel your soul, whether it's creating, learning, moving, or simply being. Every action you take either raises or lowers your vibration. Choose wisely. But let's be real. Raising your vibration isn't an overnight fix. It's a practice, a discipline. There will be days when it feels impossible, when the weight of the world drags you down. On those days, remember this. Even the smallest act can shift your energy. A deep breath, a kind word, a moment of stillness. These are your tools. Use them. The universe is constantly responding to your vibration. It doesn't care about your excuses, your intentions, or your hopes. It cares about your energy. If you want to align with the power of intention, you must elevate yourself to meet it. So I'll ask you, are you ready to stop blaming the world for your circumstances and take responsibility for the energy you bring into every moment? Are you ready to rise above the noise, the negativity, the excuses? Or will you stay trapped in a vibration that keeps you small, disconnected, and powerless? The choice is yours. But know this, your vibration is the key to unlocking the life you desire. Raise it, guard it, and watch as the universe rises to meet you in ways you never imagined. Lesson 12. Living a life of intention. This is the moment everything comes together. All the lessons, all the truths you've uncovered lead to one inevitable question. Will you live a life of intention? Not in fleeting moments, not when it's convenient, but in every breath, every choice, every step you take. Living a life of intention isn't about perfection. It's not about never faltering, never doubting, or never facing struggle. It's about commitment, a relentless dedication to aligning yourself with the force that shapes reality. It's about stepping out of the shadows of fear and chaos and declaring, I will no longer be a victim of life. I will be a creator. But let's not sugarcoat it. Living intentionally is a challenge. The world will pull at you, distract you, tempt you to revert to old habits and small thinking. It will try to convince you that you are powerless, that the universe is indifferent, that your efforts are in vain. But those are lies, and you know it. You've felt the power of intention. You've seen glimpses of what's possible when you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with a higher purpose. The question is, will you stay the course when the world pushes back? Will you hold the line when doubt creeps in? Will you choose alignment over chaos, clarity over confusion, purpose over passivity? To live a life of intention is to be deliberate in everything you do. It means waking up each day with a clear vision of who you are and what you're creating. It means making choices that align with your highest self, even when they're uncomfortable or inconvenient. It means letting go of the need to control every detail and trusting that the universe will meet you halfway. But it also means facing yourself, fully, honestly, without flinching. You can't live intentionally if you're not willing to confront your fears, your doubts, your weaknesses. Intention doesn't thrive in denial. It thrives in truth. The more honest you are with yourself, the more powerful your alignment becomes. So, what does it look like to live a life of intention? It's not grand gestures or dramatic changes. It's in the small, consistent choices you make every day. It's in the way you think, the way you speak, the way you treat others. It's in how you spend your time, where you focus your energy, and what you allow into your mind and heart. Living intentionally is a discipline. It's not something you do once and forget. It's something you practice, refine, and recommit to every day. There will be moments when you falter, when the chaos of the world pulls you off course. That's okay. What matters is that you realign, that you return to the path, that you never stop moving forward. Because here's the truth. When you live a life of intention, you become unstoppable. You tap into a power that is limitless, a force that works with you, not against you. You stop chasing, struggling, and grasping, and instead, you begin attracting, creating, and thriving. You step into a flow where everything you need comes to you, not because you're lucky, but because you're aligned. So, I'll ask you one final time. Are you ready to stop existing and start living? Are you ready to release the excuses, the distractions, the self-imposed limitations? Are you ready to step into your power as a co-creator with the universe and live a life of purpose, clarity, and abundance? This is your moment. This is your turning point. Everything you've learned, everything you've experienced, has led you here. The universe is waiting for you to rise, to align, to live fully and intentionally. The choice is yours. You can drift through life, settling for whatever comes your way, or you can take control and shape your destiny. Step into your power, live a life of intention, and watch as the universe moves mountains to meet you. So, now you know. Intention isn't a wish, and it's not some mystical force that works only for the chosen few. It's a power waiting to be claimed, but only by those who have the courage to align with it. You've been handed the tools, the lessons, and the truth. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Will you keep clinging to your ego, your fears, your excuses? Or will you finally step into the fire, burn away what's holding you back, and rise as the person you were meant to be? This isn't about motivation. It's about transformation. And transformation doesn't come cheap. It demands discipline, commitment, and a willingness to face yourself. The universe is ready. It's waiting for you to show up. But it won't wait forever. If you're serious about this, if you're ready to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with intention, the time to act is now. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now. So go. Take what you've learned. Apply it ruthlessly. And when you feel like quitting, remember this. Life doesn't reward the comfortable. It rewards the relentless. Be relentless. Be intentional. And show the world exactly who you are. GrimFace out.